Hello everybody, it is Reaper Games, and in today's video I'll be answering some of the criticisms and comments I've gotten recently.
I think you focus too much on the desync part. Treat it as a kill and move on. You cannot force anyone to play the match they do not enjoy, and also who cares if they DC. The game does not offer anything special for sweating it out for both sides apart from BPS and an increase of some mystical MMR number, so people just do not care or respect this game enough to even start caring.
I wanted to make this video to mainly respond to comments like this. It seems like no matter how much time I take to carefully explain myself, I get comments missing the point. Now this isn't necessarily anyone's fault, because it may just be I'm not explaining myself clear enough, or there's some miscommunication. In regards to this specific comment, I want to make it clear that I'm not always tilted when a survivor DCs. Hell, sometimes I think it's real funny. Like if a person who acts like they can run me for all 5 gens DCs because they failed and couldn't. The main point I was making in the video you commented on was it's frustrating to me getting games where I get absolutely steamrolled and teabagged at the exit gate, and it's expected of me to not feel upset by certain people, then to have that one good game where I'm killing it, all to be destroyed because a survivor wants to be a sore loser, so usually the rest of the team gives up, making the game not really fun for anyone. I know I said I usually want to win this game, but if every game is a cakewalk and I 4K with only one gen being done, this game would be boring as hell. In my opinion, there needs to be an element of challenge. Now you might be thinking,
Reaper, if you like challenge, why do you cry about Dead Hard?
I bring up perks like Dead Hard all the time because, in my opinion, it doesn't take actual skill to press E mid-chase. That could sometimes derail a whole chase, or hell, sometimes a whole game.
What are you guys going to do if DH is cancelled out? Well, I have my idea. Probably going to cry and harass the living shit out of BHVR on Twitter to get Dead Hard back, not the current one but the old one. Will ask for perks to get nerfed or removed, such as Franklin's demise, Call of Brian, etc. Oh, and of course to delete Nurse.
It's really sad nowadays. I can't tell if someone who comments like this is being sarcastic, but it's the awful truth. With this comment in particular, I get it's the perspective of some survivors' mentality, and it may seem far-fetched, but seeing people on Twitter react to different things in this game, it's looking less and less far-fetched. This is why I make the videos I do. It sometimes bothers me how entitled people can be in this game, and in my experience, it seems like survivors are the worst offenders. On the topic of entitlement, last night I joined a survivor stream I found on TikTok. It was a pretty chill stream, until entitlement bled through after a certain Myers game. The streamer in question gave up on a hook after the Myers apparently camped a 3-gen. What had actually happened was the streamer was a part of a Swift with 2 others and wanted to get flashlight saves majority of the game. After doing 1 gen from the Myers, the streamer came back to the area with the other 3 survivors and eventually got caught. They said that they hate Myers players that camp 3 gens, and that's why they gave up. So I commented, and when I mentioned that the other 3 teammates flooded the 3-gen area, the one that the streamer was talking about, they went on to say that Myers should have gave up chase with those other 3 survivors and should have chased them away from the 3-gen. So essentially what they said was, forget about the 3 in the area you're currently in. They need to go across the map and follow me, because that's what's fun, and that's why DBD is dying, because killers don't want to have fun anymore. I'm not sure where this massive entitlement came from, and I get that almost every online multiplayer game has it, but I don't think I've ever seen it this bad before.
What are the chances you play 3 friends of mine one game, one of the 3 has decent hours, the other 2 are brand new babies that barely know how to do a gen, you killed none, worst part is they teabagged you at gate, lol, maybe you are the problem and not the game, don't know when to let go, chase, maybe no gen pressure, bad mind games.
Look, I know it's never easy seeing you or your friends in a somewhat negative light on the internet. I bring this up later, but I never deem people toxic if they truly don't deserve it. In almost every video, I concede that I'm not the best at this game, and I pretty much play casually, so yes, a good bit of times, it is my fault that I lost. Here's my hours. As you can see, I'm not even past 1,000 yet. Just because I upload DBE content doesn't mean I'm somehow cracked at this game. These videos are a look into the perspective of a player who doesn't take this game super seriously and mostly wants to play for fun. I brought your friend's perks up because 1, it's crazy to me how many chances survivors get in a single game, and 2, it was leading up to my point about when I actually do good in a game, a good bit of times survivors decide to quit or trash talk. Here's another comment I got on that video that's like this one that clearly missed the point as well. Also, I'm pretty sure you're the one making excuses for your friends, because the part you say barely know how to do with Jen is quite concerning if that's real, because you literally hold down one button.
I don't understand why you're having such a hard time with a simple game. I let survivors finish the generators and open the door and I still get 3 kills.
I want to start off by saying that's awesome that you can get a ton of hooks and a ton of kills, but going back to what I was saying in my previous response, I play pretty casually and I don't want to sweat every game. But it's not just me who thinks this. Just look at these other comments holding the same sentiment. I assume that's why my channel is doing pretty well, because I can relate to other people that are having the same issues as I am. Again, this isn't a situation where the game is only fun and balanced when I 4K or easily win every game. I'm just frustrated at times with hypocritical survivors that can bring multiple chance perks, but cry and complain or even quit a good game because of who I play or what I run.
Why do you keep apologizing for unintentionally tunneling? There is nothing worse in this game than a killer following the rules of a survivor. Are you playing for your fun or for the fun of 4 other players? There are no fun games with you losing. You don't owe anyone an explanation.
I wanted to quickly touch on this because recently I've been seeing comments like this more often. When you see me in my videos saying sorry to survivors, it's not me following some made up rulebook. Believe it or not, I don't want to have a salty reaction every time I play DBD. I can understand how annoying tunneling and camping is, like I can also understand how annoying Dead Hard and Adrenaline is. For the most part, I'd like to have a pretty balanced game across the board for everyone, but sometimes shit happens and I end up tunneling. I just don't want you guys thinking that I'm actually going to throw a game or something because I accidentally tunneled someone.
Quite frankly, everything about the night is insufferably boring. There are a lot of people who truly detest this killer, and I don't blame her at all for being frustrated at this poorly designed Artist 2.0. There's nothing wrong with sharing negative opinions about a killer during a match of DBD, especially when that said killer literally tunneled them out of the game. The most popular streamers on Twitch complain about being tunneled. It's not an alien concept to be upset by it. I wouldn't consider it toxic at all to have an opinion on said killer either. If that were the case, this entire community right now is a toxic radioactive minefield with how horrible they've been treating the new Skull Merchant killer recently. As far as the match went, they said nothing disrespectful to you as a person and attacked the poorly designed killer instead. I personally don't see the problem. They didn't insult you. They didn't attack your character. They didn't insult your stream in any way. They were frustrated at the killer you were playing and they left. There is nothing toxic about being upset about this game's very prevalent poor balancing and horrible design issues. I wish it didn't feel this unsafe to stream this game anymore. You can't do something simple as discuss your opinions on a killer without ending up in a YouTube video and being labeled toxic filth. It's actually insane to me, and it's almost as if content creators expect way too much from streamers sometimes.
This comment is from my Killers Are Not Allowed to Have Fun video. I responded to this comment on my video because it somewhat bothered me. To me, it's so off base from what I was showing and from what I was saying. To sum up the part they were talking about, also link to the full video will be in the description, I went up against a streamer who ended up making really stupid plays and then blaming me for them, and they ended up DCing. I showed their reaction in my video, and I also blurred out all their info on their stream because I didn't want to get them harassed, but not once did I call them toxic. I wanted to show their side and simply asked within my own video why they thought the night was boring. In my experience, people that say a certain game or killer is boring usually knows they messed up in a game, but can't admit that they have, so everything then becomes boring. They can definitely have the opinion that a certain killer or aspect of the game is boring, but again, not once did I ever make it come across that this streamer was toxic. To go back to the point where you said you wouldn't consider it to be toxic to have an opinion, why does that suddenly change for me? Like I said earlier, if this is a friend of yours, I get that seeing your friend in a video with differing opinions can't be easy to swallow, but don't pretend, like I said, to go and harass them and that they're some toxic piece of shit. The difference between me and her is I'm using clips from her live stream, which, might I add, it's public for everyone, and using those clips to strengthen my point. And with her, she's making her opinions live. If anyone feels the need to take clips from my streams or videos to strengthen their points, or hell, even make a video about me, you are more than welcome to. That was criticism and not some sort of witch hunt you think it is. Also, to your last point about not feeling safe to stream, I might sound like a prick, but honestly, you might not want to stream then if you think that was the worst and some type of harassment. I'll let you guys be the judge though. Did it seem like I was harassing this streamer or anything of that nature? You guys let me know.
I didn't even watch the video. I don't care enough. I just want to say that DBD is dying for more than one reason. It's not just one thing. And this new patch with new killer didn't help either.
This is my issue with some of the people that comment on my video. I do not care what side you're on. If you comment saying you didn't even watch the video and come in and make an opinion, by default, you're wrong in my book. Honestly, what kind of mentality do you have to come into a conversation knowing nothing about the points being made and essentially inject yourself saying this is actually the facts? At the end of the day, like I always say, this is just a game. This channel is my perspective on how I think the game is. You can definitely disagree, but please, before passing judgment or commenting, just watch the video. Well, that's about everything I wanted to touch on. I appreciate all the support I've been getting recently, and I hope this video can clear some air and show more of my perspective. I'll be back with another video soon, and I should be streaming this Sunday. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace out.